Bob Proctor once said, "You don't have to get it perfect, you just have to get it going." Let's get going on a journey to understand money as spiritual energy. In our everyday life, we encounter money as a physical entity, something we can touch, count, and exchange. We work for it, we spend it, we save it. But what if we told you there's another perspective, a deeper understanding of what money truly is? Imagine for a moment money is not just paper and metal, it is energy, a form of spiritual energy that responds to our thoughts, feelings, and beliefs. Just as electricity flows, so too does money. It moves, it circulates, it comes and it goes. It's not static but dynamic, just like energy. Now you might be wondering, why should we view money as spiritual energy? Well, think about it. When we see money as more than a physical object, we can begin to shift our relationship with it. We can move from a place of scarcity and fear to a place of abundance and gratitude. We can start to see money not as an end in itself, but as a tool to express our values, pursue our passions, and make a positive impact in the world. Seeing money as spiritual energy also means recognizing that there's enough for everyone. In the universe, energy is abundant, it's everywhere, always available. The same is true for money. There's no shortage, only our perception of shortage. Moreover, when we align ourselves with this energy, when we vibrate at the frequency of abundance, we can attract more money into our lives. Not because we're greedy or materialistic, but because we understand the purpose of wealth, to support us in living a fulfilling life and contributing to the well-being of others. So let's start to shift our perspective. Let's start to see money not as a cause of stress or a measure of success, but as a form of spiritual energy that reflects our inner state and responds to our vibrational frequency. So money is not just paper and metal, it is energy, a reflection of our inner spiritual state. Now that we have a new perspective on money, let's delve deeper into the spiritual nature of wealth. Wealth, as we commonly understand it, often paints a picture of material possessions, luxury, and financial security. But what if I told you that wealth is far more than just the size of your bank account or the car you drive? What if the true essence of wealth is not tangible, but spiritual? In the grand scheme of life, wealth is not just about accumulating material possessions. It is about achieving a state of spiritual abundance. It's about the richness of your soul, the prosperity of your spirit, and the wealth of your inner world. You see, wealth is not something that we acquire. It's something that we attract. It's a reflection of our spiritual health and alignment. It's a mirror that shows us where we are on our spiritual journey. When we are in harmony with the universe, when we are in alignment with our true self, wealth naturally flows to us. It's like a river that finds its way to the ocean. It's not forced, it's not pushed, it just naturally happens. Think about a tree. A tree does not struggle to grow, it just grows. It does not strain to produce fruits, it just produces them. The same applies to us. When we are in alignment with our true self, when we are connected to our spiritual nature, wealth naturally flows to us. But remember, this wealth is not just about having more money or more stuff. It's about having more love, more joy, more peace, more freedom. It's about living a life of abundance, a life of fulfillment, a life of purpose. So, you see, wealth is not just a measure of your financial success, but a measure of your spiritual success. It's not just a reflection of how much you have, but a reflection of who you are. Wealth, therefore, is not an end in itself, but a sign of your spiritual alignment and health. Let's move on to understanding abundance as energy. Picture an orchard brimming with ripe fruits or a field carpeted with wildflowers. These are the tangible manifestations of nature's abundance, but there's more to it than meets the eye. Abundance, like everything else in the cosmos, is fundamentally energy. Consider the universe itself. A vast expanse, infinite and timeless, filled with countless galaxies, stars, planets, and life forms. This is universal abundance in its most grand and awe-inspiring form. But this abundance doesn't just exist out there in the cosmos. It's also within us, woven into the very fabric of our being. We are all born from the universe and we carry its energy within us. This energy, this universal abundance, is not just about material wealth. It's about joy, love, creativity, and fulfillment. It's about living a life rich in experiences and relationships. So how do we tap into this energy? The key lies in understanding that energy flows where attention goes. When we focus our attention on the things we want, we direct our energy towards them. And like a magnet, this energy attracts those things into our lives. Imagine a river. Its waters are constantly moving, flowing towards the sea. This is how energy works. It's always in motion, always flowing. When we align our thoughts and actions with this flow, we become conduits for abundance. We become channels through which this energy can flow, bringing abundance into our lives. But remember, abundance is not just about receiving, it's also about giving. As we receive abundance, we also need to give back, to share our blessings with others. This is the cyclical nature of energy. It's always moving, always flowing from one form to another, from one person to another. So let's start seeing abundance not just as something to be achieved, but as an energy to be tapped into, to be channeled. Let's start seeing ourselves not just as receivers of abundance, but as conduits for it. Abundance is energy. When we align ourselves with this energy, we attract abundance into our lives. How do we align ourselves with prosperity? Let's find out. Aligning with prosperity is less about the physical act of accumulating wealth and more about cultivating a particular mindset. It's about recognizing that prosperity is inherently a spiritual energy that responds to our vibrational frequencies. Imagine prosperity as a river. Its current is strong and unending, an eternal flow of abundance. We are the vessels that can tap into this river, but only if we align ourselves correctly. Alignment in this context means adjusting our thoughts, feelings, and beliefs to match the frequency of prosperity. The first step in this alignment process is to cultivate a prosperity mindset. This involves viewing the world as a place of abundance rather than scarcity. It means understanding that there is enough wealth in the universe for everyone, and that by tapping into the energy of prosperity, you are not depriving others. A prosperity mindset is about more than just positive thinking. It requires a deep and unwavering belief in the possibility of your own wealth and success. It requires you to visualize your goals, to feel the joy and satisfaction of achieving them, and to truly believe that they are within your reach. The second step is to foster a sense of gratitude. Gratitude is a powerful tool in aligning with prosperity. By expressing appreciation for what you already have, you send out positive vibrations that attract more of the same. Gratitude transforms your energy field, making it more receptive to the flow of wealth and abundance. Finally, remember that prosperity is not just about material wealth. It encompasses all forms of abundance: health, love, joy, peace, and fulfillment. By aligning with prosperity, you are not just seeking financial success, but a life of richness in every sense of the word. To align with prosperity, we need to cultivate a prosperity mindset, filled with positivity and gratitude. Wealth is not just for personal gain, it has a higher purpose. A thought-provoking statement, isn't it? But what does it truly mean? Let's delve a little deeper. Wealth, in its most basic form, is an accumulation of resources. But it's so much more than just a pile of money. It's a force, a form of energy that can be directed and channeled. And like all forms of energy, it carries a vibration, a frequency that resonates with our intentions and desires. Now, this may seem abstract, so let's bring it down to earth with a simple example. Imagine a philanthropist using their wealth to fund a project to provide clean drinking water in a drought-stricken region. They're using money as a tool for good, channeling their wealth to make a real, tangible difference in the world. But it's not just about grand gestures. Every time we use our resources, be it money, time, or skills, to help others, we are channeling our wealth for a higher purpose. We are using our abundance to create more abundance, spreading positivity and prosperity. Wealth, in this sense, is not an end in itself. It's a means to an end. It's not about hoarding or accumulation for its own sake. It's about alignment with a higher purpose, a purpose that transcends the self and contributes to the greater good. Wealth allows us to amplify our impact, to extend our reach. It enables us to touch lives, to enact change, to be catalysts for progress. It empowers us to serve, to give, to contribute in meaningful ways. Wealth is not a privilege to be taken for granted, but a responsibility to be handled with care. It's a trust bestowed upon us, a resource to be managed wisely and used judiciously. And so we come to realize that wealth is more than just material possessions or financial success. It's a force for good, an energy that can be harnessed and directed towards creating a better world. Wealth, thus, is a tool, a means to serve our higher purpose and make a difference in the world. Money, like energy, flows. It has a cyclical nature. It's a concept that often eludes us, but it's as true as the turning of the earth or the changing of the seasons. Money isn't a stagnant pool, it's a rushing river. It circulates, it moves, it ebbs and flows. It doesn't like to be hoarded or kept still. Just as a river needs to flow to keep its water fresh and vibrant, money needs to flow to maintain its power. Think about it, when money is kept stagnant, tucked away in a mattress or a savings account, it loses its vibrancy. It becomes stagnant, losing its potential to create, to grow, to change lives. But when it's in motion, when it's circulating in the economy, being invested, spent, saved, and donated, it's alive. It's doing what it's meant to do. It's fulfilling its purpose. This is the cyclical nature of financial flow. It's a cycle of give and take, of earning and spending, of investing and reaping. It's a rhythm, a beat that resonates with the very core of our existence. Just as our hearts need to pump blood to keep us alive, the economy needs to circulate money to keep it thriving. And just as the heart pumps blood to all parts of the body, money needs to flow to all parts of society. It needs to be shared, to be given, to be invested in people and ideas that can make the world a better place. It's not just about accumulating wealth for personal gain. It's about using that wealth to create a cycle of prosperity that benefits everyone. Remember, money is not meant to be hoarded. It's meant to be used, to be invested, to be given. It's a tool, a resource, a form of energy that can be harnessed for good. And just like any form of energy, it needs to flow freely to maintain its power. For wealth to grow, money, like energy, needs to flow. It's a cycle of give and take. Remember this, and you'll not only understand the true nature of money, you'll also unlock its true potential. Wealth is not just for personal indulgence. It can be channeled for higher purposes. Think of wealth as a river. It flows, it moves, and it is dynamic. It isn't meant to be hoarded, stagnating in a reservoir. Instead, it is meant to be shared, to be spread, to be used to nourish the world around us. When we hold on to wealth, treating it like a precious commodity that must be protected at all costs, we lose sight of its true purpose. Wealth is not an end in itself, but a means to an end. It's a tool that can be wielded to create positive change, to uplift those in need, and to contribute to the betterment of our world. Consider the concept of philanthropy, the practice of using private wealth for public good. Philanthropy isn't just about writing checks to charities, it's about leveraging wealth to create lasting, sustainable change. It's about investing in projects and initiatives that can improve lives, communities, and ultimately the world. Then there's the idea of social entrepreneurship, where businesses strive to balance profit with purpose. These ventures use wealth to address pressing social issues, creating a positive impact while also generating financial returns. This is wealth channeled for a higher purpose. Now, this isn't to say that personal enjoyment and comfort should be neglected. Of course not. Wealth can and should be used to improve our own lives. But it should also extend beyond the boundaries of our personal needs and wants. Wealth can be a force for good, a tool for change, a means to making a difference. And when we use it in this way, when we channel it for higher purposes, we are aligning ourselves with the true essence of abundance. We are not just accumulating wealth, but circulating it, allowing it to flow freely and touch lives. When we channel our wealth for higher purposes, we complete the cycle of abundance. We become conduits of prosperity, not just recipients. We become part of a larger, more meaningful narrative, where wealth isn't just about personal gain, but about collective growth and progress. Let's take a moment to review our journey. We started by understanding money not as mere paper and metal, but as spiritual energy, a force that responds to our vibrational frequencies. We dove into the spiritual nature of wealth, realizing that abundance isn't a physical state, but an energy that we can align with. We saw prosperity not as a destination, but a journey that requires us to be in harmony with the universe's abundance. We explored the purpose of wealth, acknowledging that it's not just for personal gain, but for the betterment of humanity. We understood the cyclical nature of financial flow, recognizing that wealth, like energy, is never destroyed, only transformed. Finally, we learned about channeling wealth for higher purposes, using it not just for ourselves, but to uplift others and make a positive impact. Remember, money is spiritual energy. It's a reflection of our inner state and a tool for our higher purpose. Let's embrace this perspective and create a world of abundance.